Hello there! I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to the road. To Halloween Horror Month. Yes, day 8. Yes, day 8. No. Yes. Yeah. No, day 9. Day 9. We're going to talk about an episode of Bone Chillers today.
What's that?
I'll get to that. This is probably the least known of the shows I'm talking about here. First, we add another part to our background. Today is the Chucky Funko Pop in the Pumpkin. I'm going to put it right in front of the Chucky Steelbook. Alright. 4 more things to go. We're getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. So for those of you who don't know, and let's be honest, you don't. Bone Chillers was a horror TV series for kids. Based on a series of books like Goosebumps. And like Goosebumps, the books were actually had a different story each time, different set of characters, but surrounded in the same high school, I think. But when they decided to do the show, they made it with the same cast and everything. And look at this cast. So we have Linda Cardellini as Sarah, Sadia Persad as Lexi. I never know who she is. Esteban Powell as Brian Halsapple. I thought he was Steve Van Warmer from Meet the Deedles, which we're going to talk about in December. I said, oh yeah, it's on Disney Plus. But no, he just looks like he's got poofy blonde hair and glasses. John Patrick White, who I know from Tomcats, Tommy I think was his character's name, as Fitz Crump, Fitzgerald, but they call him Fitz. And then of course Charles Fleischer as Arnie, the janitor, who talks like this. And then sometimes talk like this, and then sometimes has different voices. Sometimes I don't know. From this an episode, it's hard. Recurring cast. The only ones really to know are Lorraine Newman as Miss Dewberry, Miles Dougal as Carl, and Arthur Burgart as Principal Pussman. Yeah, he was also Laurent and Los Luchadores. Here we go. Los Luchadores. Uno, dos, tres. Los Luchadores. It's another Fox Kids show. This aired on ABC on Saturday mornings in 1996. And only 1996. I think they aired reruns, but I do remember watching this Saturday mornings. I don't know if it was one Saturday morning yet, but it was around the time, 96, 97 is when I started, maybe 95, when I started getting to kind of watching TV shows every Saturday morning. Since I was little, Fox Kids and stuff, but ABC, this, and Gargoyles the Goliath Chronicles, man. Back to back, I watched them. And I remember this show. And it was many moons ago, many years ago on YouTube, I came across this particular episode, Teacher Creature, which is the second episode of the series. It features a great performance from Stuart Pankin, who you may know from the Xenon movies, which I will also be talking about in December. Also in Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. He played the same role in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV series. Probably the only actor to go for both versions. But yeah. If you saw him, you're like, oh yeah, that guy, I know him. Yeah, sure. So yeah, so the series itself is campy. It's overacted. There's a lot of just the way things look. Everything looks all yucky. Like there's like cobwebs and goo and everything. It's meant to be gross. So you know that kind of stuff. You're not gonna like this, but that's what it really is. It's like the Carl is the lunch guy. What do you call him? And he has gross food every day. And yeah. And watching this, not knowing really what the series, not remembering what it was about, But I did watch it back in the day. So I kind of wanted to revisit this. Even though this is probably, out of all the shows I'm doing, it's the one where people probably don't know about it, probably won't get a lot of views, but this is more for me. So the episode is Creature Teacher. Now, I found this episode on YouTube many years ago. It's the only one they had, really. Now you can watch all of them now on YouTube. All the episodes are there. All 13. Only 3 of the episodes were adapted from books, but one of them, Romeo and Juliet, was actually adapted into a book. So, art imitating life, I guess. Life imitating art, imitating life, yeah. But, yeah. So we get our Stuart Pankin plays Mr. Batonigan? God damn it. Batrachian. Mr. Batrachian, substitute science teacher. Doesn't take no crap from anyone. No crap at all. Glad you didn't take any of her crap, Sonny. No, so he's teaching the class, but Fitz and Brian are farting around with dead frogs for some reason. He tells them to go out into the swamp and find some specimens to bring back. So they go out into this nasty swamp and they find some frog eggs, but they're toxically contaminated. They bring it in to tell him, and he just go sit down, and then he proceeds to not pay attention to what he's doing while having his lunch and scoop some of the eggs onto his sandwich. If you were a little bit queasy, I would not watch this. Dibs. Watch this video. I'll talk about it. Puts it in a sandwich and eats and starts eating it really fast, and you're like, I do like that one of them is like, well, we tried to warn him. He wouldn't listen. You know, he didn't want to listen. So, yeah, he then starts to turn into a frog. I like how they're the only ones that notice, because it's like he starts to look green, and so Miss Dewberry has a thing for Artie, but he's oblivious to it. Apparently, that's a running gag. So the girls decide to hook her up with Mr. Batrachian, sending fake letters to each of them. However, it doesn't go what a plan. He feeds. I thought he was going to try to turn her into another frog, but he feeds her a fly sandwich, fried fly sandwich. And even big old letters point to the sandwich. She eats it. Like Lorraine Newman in this, threw me off. Like, Lorraine Newman? Really? I guess after she was DeWanda or LaWanda in Child's Play 2, I guess. This is almost as goofy. She didn't have a big freaking nose like in the movie, but anyways, so they realize that Mr. Batrachian is turning into a frog. The next day he shows up and he goes to shake the principal's hand, Principal Pussman. And he's like, oh, no, I can't shake your hand. I had warts from yesterday. Just on this hand. And he doesn't. Also, Wikipedia has him down as evil Principal Pussman. He sure comes across as that. He's very evil-ish. But, yeah. So the girl realized they messed up, because she also has warts on her hand, but they messed up. So they go to Artie for help. And this is where it's kind of exaggerated, because they get down there, and he's like, oh, I overheard him talking to Miss Dewberry. They are going to have the dinner tonight. He said he was going to have her for dinner. And I like that Sarah's like, have her for dinner, or have her for dinner, right? Also, there's a subplot where he's eating other animals, like Carl's dog, Little Carl, is missing, and it's shown. It was first implied, but then shown outright that Mr. Batrakian ate the dog. Frogs are vegetarians. They don't eat animals, flies. They eat flies, I guess. But frogs don't eat meat, really, except for flies. Why would they eat a dog? Maybe he's a bigger frog, so he eats bigger animals. I don't know, but yeah. Lil Carl, Lil Carl, Lil Carl. I laughed. It's funny. So they rush to the science lab where they're gonna have their dinner. Make her a home cooked meal is what it is. Make her a home cooked meal, or make her a home cooked meal. We get there and he shed his skin. He's now a horrible creature. And I gotta point out, I like when Stuart Pemkin is fantastic in this role, but as soon as they full transform him into a monster, it kind of goes away. He's great with all the goofy stuff that they give him, but when he becomes the monster, it's just like, okay, he's just generic frog monster now. And they defeat him by flinging him out the window. And that's just it. He's done. That stopped him. I don't know how that stops him, but it stops him. As far as I know, we don't see him again. Yeah. And, he's gone. And Miss Dewberry's back to Artie again. And I like how she's like, have you seen Mr. Batrakian? He knows show to do last night. Oh, well, he hasn't shown up today. And my wart is gone. My warts are gone now. Mine too. Yeah, I don't know. Not really a solution. But when you have a half hour to do something like this, I guess you can't really. And this is not one adapted from a book. This is a regular screenplay. Who wrote it? Written by. Teleplay by Alex Zahn. Oh, it is based on a book. Based on a novel by Betsy Haynes. This one is based on a book. Okay. So I'm wondering if I was to watch one of the ones that wasn't. Like Art Imitates Life is not based on a book. And then after episode 4, the rest are not based on a book. But this episode, where is it? Romeo and Juliet was turned into a book. So this was good enough. But yeah, the 3 episodes adapted are Teacher Creature, Back to School, and Franken Turkey. I might try to watch all the episodes and do a short-lived on it. Maybe during October, we'll see. We shall see. I kind of want to go back to these episodes again and just sort of, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. But yeah, I forgot to mention the kookiness. When they talk to Artie and they find out what's going to happen to Miss Dewberry, they start running up the stairs and it's sped up and they're all frantic, right? It's very exaggerated. Everything is very exaggerated. The acting, everything, very exaggerated. There's a scene when they're in the lunchroom where they're like, "Oh, we don't want to eat what Carl made," and there's these little cakes, and Fitz is like, "Well, here, this one's an appetizer, this one's the main course, and this one's my dessert." Haha. As he goes to leave, this fat kid, I don't know who the kid is, I might to assume it's Kirk, Trey Alexander, I don't know, Buddy, I don't know, some guy, eats all 3 of them. He's like, I'm like, okay, that's mean and that's rude. Like, I mean, like, you can have one, but now, and then they just go to the table and they throw a bunch of crackers on the table like we're gonna eat crackers, and I'm just like, is there not more of a cake left? Just turn back around and put more cake on your plate. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know, but I don't know. It's very exaggerated. It's for kids. So if you're watching this as a kid, I can see you getting a laugh out of the goofiness, like I probably did back in the day. But as an adult, I still kind of laugh because it's very corny. So, yeah. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me comment so much, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.